Alright, I wanted to go over this quiz with you. It was our first quiz, so it's okay if you struggle. I know some of you were disappointed, but I want you to go through this review and I want you to restudy because we'll do a re-quiz on Wednesday. So on this first problem, most of you did really, really good at writing 2g minus 5 for manual, but the part where we messed up is it says sum. So this is saying manual plus Greg is 31. So a lot of you wrote 2g minus 5 for manual, and you forgot about adding Greg in. You needed to have the other plus g. So we can collect like terms, so 3g minus 5 equals 31, and then you can go from there. Those of you that remembered to have the g, said Greg was 12, which was awesome, but the question was asking about manual. So you needed to come back and bring this all the way over here. 2 times 12 minus 5, 24 minus 5, manual is 19. That was what I was looking. Now if you got here, you wrote the original equation, you got partial credit. On number 2, remember there's a 1 here, you have variables on both sides. We said try to move this smaller. Now a lot of you wrote minus x, you did this, but then you added for some reason. So this becomes 2x minus 7. We're going to add 7 to both sides by undoing the add subtract. And then we're going to divide. And I took 5 over 2. A lot of you wrote 2 1/2. Or a lot of you wrote 2.5. And that was how you got that answer. This one was, again, purely a reading issue. Amy bought wood and nails. Each yard of wood cost $27 and each box of nails cost $4. She bought 6 fewer boxes of nails than yards of wood. Okay, so if X is yards of wood and she bought 6 fewer than that, a lot of you told me C, which was great, because that's how you represent 6 fewer. And then here, you had 193. Now, when you go to Home Depot and you buy things, right, if it's $27 for each yard of wood, and we're using X for yards of wood, a lot of you wrote your 27X. And we're going to have to add the cost of the nails. Well, if this is 1 box of nails, and they're $4 each, we're doing 4 times this whole thing like we did on the granola problem. Then we needed to distribute. And some of you did the 4x and you forgot to distribute the 4 on the 6. Okay? But if you wrote this original equation, you got partial credit. Plus 24. This is 217 equals 31x. And when you do 31 into 217, or you had your calculator, which made it nice, I believe this was 7. And a lot of you told me that it was 7 boxes, and that is not the case because x is 7. X was the yards of wood. So again, you're taking this 7 and you're putting it here. 7 minus 6 is 1. So this was 1 box of nails. So you need to make sure that you're reading carefully. Perimeter, most of you did pretty well on this one. Again, some of you did not read and plug it back in, even though we talked about that. So we said perimeter is to add them up. So 3x plus 5x minus 1 plus 2 times 5x minus 1 equals 78. If you wrote that, you got half the credit. And then we said you had to distribute. Again, some of you did not distribute on this one. And that was where your error was. We can collect like terms. So we have 18 x's. We can collect like terms on our whole numbers, minus 3. Add 3. Now some of you wrote plus 3 here, and then you ended up subtracting for some reason, and that messed you up. Divided by 18, and you got x was 4.5, and some of you stopped there. So you got partial credit if you did that. But remember, I'm asking about AB, which is over here. So you said 5 times 4.5 minus 1. So then this 5 times 4.5 was 22.5. So then you have 2 times 21.5. 10 carry the 1. Again, if you have your calculator, it makes things a lot easier. Is 43. That was what I was looking for here. On the back, we did better on the back. If you went ahead, and a lot of you did, you said, I'm not going to worry about this. You went ahead and you solved this particular problem. Some of you tried to look at it step by step. I would always start and solve it to see if there are any errors. 5A, again, some of you are not distributing all the way through, and that's messing you up. We can collect like terms here. They may not do it exactly as we've done it. Variables to one side. Some of you are moving your whole numbers to one side before your variables, and that's causing you to have a little bit of a mess up. Minus 22. AA equals negative 16. A is negative 2, which is what they got. So there were actually no errors here. Now, some of you they did not do the inverse, so they actually moved everything to one side and then moved it back, which isn't technically wrong, it's just a really lengthy process. So if you solve it out all the way, you should have seen that there were no errors. No solution, we talked about, means that it doesn't look right. It was B. It has the same variables, but the constant is different. Okay, some of you chose this one, but this is identical, so this is infinite. These other ones are going to be one solution. So we were looking for where we did some practice with this, where it looks the same, but then the constant is different. What does B need to be for it to be infinite? Again, infinite means it needs to look identical. Well, this is the same, and this is the same, so we just need, B needs to be 2. Now, some of you put negative 2, but that's not going to work, because then you have a minus 2, and that's not going to be the same as minus 2. This would actually be no solution. For M, well, what's happening to M? We're going to divide, because we're multiplying. Lots of you got this. I think almost everyone did. You did a great job there. This was the trickier one. We said if you need the denominator, you have to move it. So I'm dividing by R. So I'm going to multiply by R. And now we're multiplying so we can divide. R equals B over I. Please come in and let me know if you have any questions so I can help you out further. We will re-quiz, and I will take the higher of the two grades. I have no doubt that you will be much more successful next